Hello dear students. In the series, this is the third one, where in a very brief we'll be talking about how to approach Unit 4 in a paper 1, Sociological Thinkers. I don't know whether you'd believe it or not. I have always said that your comfortability and your confidence in a sociology would be achieved through Unit 4, the Sociological Thinkers. I call Unit 4 or the Sociological Thinkers the heart and soul of sociology. Everywhere. Either you are talking about sociology as a science, or you are talking about common sense and sociology in Unit 1, or sociology as a science in Unit 2 in a positivism, non-positivism, or the debate between facts, value, objectivity, or even if you are talking about quantitative, qualitative, nomothetic, ideographic. This use of the scholars, 6 scholars which have been there in the syllabus, they are the key to understand this one. Many times I find there are so many students who mug up so many scholars, but they are not able to do justice in their answers. Your answers should be analytical. Your answer should not be merely a piece of information, who has said what. The analysis of that answer is the most important one. And once you go through the Unit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, invariably you find about the sociological theories. Right from the social stratification and mobility you will find about. You will also be finding about that in sociological theories of power, sociological theories of religion, sociological theories of change. So these are the same 6 scholars, they are the prime one who will be quoting. And when it need be, you would be using other scholars who have brought the certain different kind of propositions or different kind of perspectives in their analysis pertaining to that respective unit. So here when we are talking about this unit in terms of the Unit 4, all right, the 6 scholars, Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Talcott Parsons, Robert King Martin, and G.H. Mead. I don't know how you will react to this sentence of mine. I don't know whether UPSC really wanted G.H. Mead to keep in your syllabus or not. Because the way the works of Mead has been, that has not been included in your syllabus. The certain anticipation of the questions in terms of the social action, acts and others, that has not been kept in your syllabus, simply the self and identity. Out of the 6 scholars, when we talk about, these all are the themes, dear. When I say, then these are the themes. All right? Suicide, religion in Durkheim. Weber, we found about the theme is social action, ideal types, authority, bureaucracy, all right, Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. These are the themes. Similarly, when we talk about, here we find about the themes in Talcott Parsons, that is social system, pattern variable, all right. Robert King Martin in terms of latent and manifest functions, conformity, deviance, reference group, Mead, self and identity. Once you have done this one, dear, all right, what you basically need to do, that every thinker has to be approached. Mind this, keep these 3 lines in your, like, theme, concept and methods. Themes I said, for example, here is the Talcott Parsons, the themes are social system, pattern variable, AGIL, social action. These are the themes. And once you picked up the themes, that this theme requires what are the concepts. Alright. For example, if I talk about social system, so social action is the building block of social system. So first concept would be social action, and then you will be talking about the social system. You will also be talking about the different systems in terms of social system, cultural system, personality system, behavioral system. When you focus on the functional prerequisites, then you will be talking about AGIL. AGIL will also be including about the concept of cybernetic hierarchy of control and steering media, then pattern variable. Alright, so with every theme, you try to bring the concepts which that theme is all about. And once you have approached through the themes, the questions which you will be approaching through your PYQs, you will be able to do justice with the question. And every thinker will bring about his own methodological concerns. So right from Karl Marx to Emile Durkheim to Max Weber to Talcott Parsons to Merton to the Mead. So historical materialism is methodology of Karl Marx. Positivism, causal and functional would be the methods of Durkheim. First hand, ideal type, relation of science to value, that is a value relevance, value neutrality. Such kind of dimensions will be coming in the methodology of Weber. The methodological debate that has widened between Durkheim and Weber would be breached by Parsons. So the Parsonian is known for the search of a grand theory or mega theory. You just try to understand that one, approach from this perspective. Merton will be talking about the middle-range theories. Fill in the blanks with every empirical category is a middle-range theory which is between micro and macro. Alright. So how Merton would basically be redefining functionalism, how his sociology of deviance would be providing the different kind of analysis. But in all this, the middle-range theories are to be used. And when I talk about the mid, from there we will be talking about the symbolic interactionism, the certain premises of symbolic interactionism, along with the Bloomer, his student. Alright. And then we will be talking about self in terms of I and me. I and me, many I's and many me's. And in this way, play stage, game stage, all these dimensions will be coming out. So these are the syllabus which is written over there is basically the themes. And with the themes, you basically need to focus on the concept that in the theme, what are the concepts required? And what methodology the scholars have brought it. So you try to approach the thinkers with this one. And let me say one very personal kind of questions with the students in the last 24-25 years they have asked to me. They have always said that sociology has many scholars. I said yes. But what do you have to do with? Your prime goal is the 6 scholars and your comfortability and confidence in the 6 scholars. To be used everywhere in every unit. First paper, you also find the questions in terms of second paper. Because the moment you are looking at Emile Durkheim, we talk about Talcott Parsons or Robert King Merton, you would be able to understand about the functionalism or a structural functionalism. The tenets or propositions of structural functionalism when we will be taking to the second paper, that will be used. What you have to do that one, how M.N. Srinivas has used that one, within which you will be finding about the importance or influence of A.R. Radcliffe Brown and Sir E. Evans Pritchard. This is the thought. But a structural functionalism as a school of thought would be similar. What are the tenets? Then structural Marxism you will find about A.R. Desai in the second paper. So Marxism you understand it. The propositions are known to you. And there are many questions which are being asked in the second paper that whose theory you consider either in terms of change or understanding of the Indian society. So these 6 thinkers you need to prepare it very well. And let me say that thinkers are not to be viewed as a monster. They are not monsters. They are human beings like us. Only the time scale has changed. Before we reach to the themes, the best way to approach the theme is, the thinkers is, you need to go for the socio-historical background. Now here you are talking about. So go through. All right. For example, how the Marxian life coincided with the change in European society from agraria to industry. The impact of Hegel. All right. Saint Simon and others and their ideas of socialism. Adam Smith and the idea of capitalism. Are you getting me? So that way from Hegel to the Adam Smith you will be finding about. And how Marxism has developed. So go through the certain socio-historical background and give some time. Make a notes out of the background on which the thinker has emerged out. No thinker is a wild plant, if I quote Marx. That is not that every philosopher is a wild plant who will grow anywhere. No. Every philosopher, every thinker is a byproduct of his own time. You need to understand that time on which the thinker is born. That's why I say socio-historical background will be done. In which you will be finding about that how the scholar has borrowed something from these scholars of socio-historical background and how with some scholars he has deviated. So that way a complete knowledge would be developed. And once you have done to the socio-historical background, the certain questions which are being asked in UPSC in terms of PYQs, that will be understood. For example, if now one question is coming out, what prompted Durkheim to pick up division of labor? All right, you need to understand, you will be able to understand when you have gone to the socio-historical background. Themes are there, dear. Themes have the concepts. But you go through this socio-historical background. Who are the scholars whose influence has been found, from whom they have deviated, from whom they have borrowed what? Prepare it. We do not go. That's why time and again I say that you need to go behind the lines. Not only restricting yourself this, that historical materialism. You cannot understand historical materialism unless and until you have understood dialectical idealism of Hegel. You cannot understand capitalism of Marx unless and until you understand what Adam Smith has talked about. You cannot understand socialism of Marx unless until you talk about the impact of Saint Simon and others, Charles Fourier, Robert Owen. A very brief, I am not talking about go through as in detail you are going through Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim and others. Alright, unless and until you understand the debate on German historicism, you would not be able to understand Weberian methodology. That German historicism which emerged on the perspective of specificity of the methods and the possibility of value-free science, in which you will be finding about the certain scholars, alright, Wilhelm Dilthey, Wilhelm Windelband, Henry Rickert, and then you will be finding about that how Weber takes the ideographic stand. So this way we will be talking about. Go through the socio-historical background, go to their timeline. And once you have gone to the timeline, then you now pick up the themes. So these are the themes. What the themes is there in concepts and what method the thinker has adopted. Alright, make a synopsis, point-wise kind of perspective. Go deep. First you collect the data, content, but every content has a context. You need to understand that context in which your contents will be coming out. And once you have done it, time has changed, society has changed, social structure has changed. Where you are standing in 21st century and when you are looking at the scholars of mid-19th century or 20th century, the time scale has changed, the social structure has changed. So the changes are there. Be first a self-critic. So here, you would be self-critic. Alright. Do not mug up the scholars. Try to find out that why, how in this changed time, changed social structure, whatever the propositions, whatever these scholars have said in terms of the themes, their views, how far they are valid. And once you have done it, jog down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. And then I'll be asking you to go to the sociological critics. Find out where you overlap. Because you have done analytically, you have understood the thinkers very well. And you have done the justice. Your self-critics should somehow or other be matching with the sociological critics. Alright? Sometimes the pressure of the exam, and it is obvious dear, sometimes you forget the scholar. Do not misquote them. Talk about their essence. And once you have done it, then come to their relevance. Why we are? Is there any relevance of Marx, Durkheim, Weber, Parsons, Merton, Mead? Talk about the relevance. Give some time to understand. Make a synopsis in terms of understanding. Break the dimensions and break as much as you can. Alright? Give as much time as you can give it. But your last perspective in the thinkers should be there in terms of comparative analysis. Hegel versus Marx. Alright? Durkheim versus Weber in methodology. Capitalism class, Marx versus Weber. Social action, Talcott, Parsons and Max Weber. Functionalism of Durkheim and others. And even Talcott, Parsons versus Merton. You cannot understand Weber completely unless and until you have a compatibility in the Marx. You cannot understand, comprehend Merton unless and until you know the ins and outs of Talcott, Parsons. Alright? Come to find about in terms of the methods and the concepts. So here, you will be picking up the themes which are common to all. Sometimes they ask the question in terms of division of labor of Marx and Durkheim. Such kind of questions are coming in Unit 6. Alright? So pick up the themes, common themes in all these scholars. And then also try to have the comparative analysis in terms of methodology. Alright? I always say, when you are very new to the sociology, and when you are preparing sociology, alright, think like a layman. Your first reading of the thinkers is like a story. You know, you read novels, you read stories. In the novels and stories, you find about a certain protagonist. You have the 6 protagonists. 6 stories. Forget about UPSC. You are simply like a layman trying to understand Marx, Durkheim, Max Weber, Talcott Parsons, Robert King Merton, G.H. Mead. And you want to know as a layman, not as an aspirant of civils, that what they have said. Read it. Even if you miss 1 or 2 lines, 3 lines, some concepts, no problem. You just give one reading. Alright? Your second reading should be with the syllabus. That now when you have read, then pick up the themes. For example, historical materialism. For example, division of labor of Durkheim. For example, methodology of Weber. And then go to the second reading. Alright? You will find that your second reading seems to be much more focused. Because now we are looking with the themes which are there in your civil syllabus. Alright? Once you have done this one, then look at the PYQs. Sit down with the PYQs. Do not leave that I'll be doing later or no. Give some time, half an hour. Pick up few questions from the historical materialism, questions from division of labor of Durkheim, questions of a methodological concerns of Weber, social system of Parsons, all right? Sociology of deviance, conformity and deviance, or reference group from Merton, self and identity from Mead, all right? Look at it. And just try to find out that whatever second reading, the focus reading which you have given, are you able to do justice with this? All right? And if there is any kind of problem, you find certain kind of paucity of information or data, go through the third reading. But keep on reading the thinkers. Your path to success in sociology is through Unit 4. And you will be finding it here. Once you have become very comfortable and confident with the Unit 4, all right, when you have developed not only the deep analytical analysis of the thinkers and their themes, you are aware of their methods, you are aware of that every theme, what concepts it required. Your confidence will basically be making you go to the examination hall in a more confident manner, in more positive manner. All right? Don't fear. Go with the confidence. And once you have become confident, you will find yourself there. You do not have to talk to anyone. You will find yourself. Your body language will change. Your positivity will increase. And you will feel secure that yes, I can do justice to the questions, the neat disposition of the questions which have been there, and nothing will go wrong. All right? And you would also be able to anticipate that this is the question, what is the context of the question, why this question has been asked, what other questions could be there which could be framed from here. All right? Your probables, understanding of the probables, making a synopsis, making a structure, and working on that one. Time and again, you have always been advised to write. I say, unless and until you have a valid content, you will not be able to write. Writing of what? Writing requires content. Content requires deep understanding of the units, deep understanding of the thinkers, topics, subtopics. All right? The confidence of yours. And then you go to the PYQs. When you are sitting outside, not preparing, you may feel certain questions, yes, this is good. I could do it. No. Once you are in the process, you will find about the certain difficulties. And difficulties will always be part of your life. Once you do in this very systematic manner, these difficulties are gone. The confidence would be generated, and you will feel that yes, you are ready to go for the mains. Time and again you challenge yourself that if this is the mains, this is the time today, if the mains is being asked and this question is asked to me in PYQs, what I am going to write? Write it extempore. All right? Self-evaluate it. You will find about the certain wrongs. Your second and third writing will always be better than the previous writings. All right? So understand the syllabus, read the syllabus, go behind the syllabus, do the socio-historical backgrounds of every thinkers, that why such kind of themes have emerged out, why such kind of concepts have emerged out in the thinkers. Then you come to the syllabus in terms of the themes which are the syllabus itself, and every theme has a certain concept, what is the requirements, what methods they have followed, what method they have brought. Go in that way, you would be able to fetch 300 or 300 plus, approaching 300. This is my guarantee to you, this is my promise to you. All right? Escalation of the subject will be done by a teacher. That suppose if I have not done justice, and despite me doing the justice, if you have not done good homework, you have not revised, you have not have the writing practices, you would not be fetching a marks there. So escalation would always be done by a teacher and the students. Come, do it, feel it. UPSC is not about 4 hours or 3 hours kind of. You will realize yourself the moment you go, that day passes. It is a 365 days, 24/7 kind of perspective. You keep on thinking. Not only for optional, but essay, GS. You go on preparing that one. That much pain has to be taken. But pain should be pleasurable, all right? With a confidence, yes. If I am reading in a better manner. If there is any problem, come meet me. Does not make any difference whether you are my student or not. Come to the GS score. Ask them, give them call, okay, sir, I want to talk, when the sir is coming. Take the time, come. But all those who are thinking of taking sociology, or those who have started their sociology preparation, and even those who have already done it and finding certain difficulties, I invite all of you to come be part of the sociological fraternity at the GS score. All right? We will turn every stone to ensure your success. All right? So in brief, I said it, how to go for the thinkers. All right? And if time be allowed, I'll be picking up all these 6 scholars one by one, and I'll be talking about the diagrams. And I'll let you know that what is the socio-historical or historical background, what theme is, what concept this theme has required. All right? For example, we're talking about division of labor of Durkheim, collective conscience, repressive restitutive law, metaphor of mechanical organic solidarity, moral individualism, homo duplex, pathological division of labor. These are the certain concepts which should be known to you, so that with a very confidence you will be approaching the PYQs. All right? Sometimes you read and you do not know. Go through this. Go through socio-historical background, look at the themes, stop there, look at the themes, what are the concepts which are important in the theme, jot down that one. And once you have jotted down every concept as a certain kind of clarity of thought, your conceptual understanding should be one-liner, should not be complex, should be simple. Teaching is all about simplifying the things, presenting everything in a simplified manner, making you comfortable and making you ready for your exam. And then look at the methodology. Go for the comparative analysis. And also try to look at the relevance. All right? With this, I wish all of you the best of luck. And the next series of lecture 4, 5 and others will be coming out. I'll be picking up certain questions abruptly from this 5 or 6 thinkers, and we'll be talking about that one. Thank you. All the best.